Teaching and learning creatively is very important in education. The focus of this video was on the core subjects of science, English and mathematics. As you all know, our aim in this school is to provide a rich and exciting curriculum which motivates and engages all children so they can reach their full potential. To provide such an environment, we need to ensure that all subjects are being taught in a creative manner. This video is going to exemplify a creative approach to you all and demonstrate how it can be used across subjects in the primary school. First of all, let's ask, what is creativity? There are many different definitions of creativity. Vernon believes that creativity is a person's capacity to come up with new and original ideas. The National Advisory Committee of Creative and Cultural Education believes that creativity has 4 different features. The children must be encouraged to use their imagination to ensure there is a creative outcome. The creative teaching side of this is to have a realistic objective for the children to aim towards. This must be of value and relevant to the subject they are teaching and also be original. Both ideas believe that for creativity to occur, there must be some form of originality in the teaching and learning of the core subjects. Another question we have to ask ourselves is, why do we teach creatively in this school? Creative teaching in schools makes learning exciting and meaningful for the pupils. It enables them to develop many different skills and makes the learning real for them. It has been shown that there are better outcomes in the children's work and they have more opportunity to use their imagination, which is vitally important for young children. Here is a summary of why we need to ensure we are teaching creatively in our school. Kraft states that creative thinkers are those who go beyond the obvious, seeing more than is initially apparent. There are many different creative approaches to teaching and learning, such as risk-taking, problem-based learning, going outdoors, narrative teaching role, and having an integrated curriculum. The creative approach we're going to focus on in this staff meeting is a problem-based learning. Comas and de Graaf believe that problem-based learning is a very successful and innovative method for education. Through this creative approach, children take responsibility for their own learning. This is a very popular educational method used in the core subjects. The problems are based on real-life situations which have been selected and edited to meet educational objectives and criteria. The relevant context promotes student motivation and comprehension. This creative approach requires activities involving research, decision-making and writing in the core subjects. There are 7 steps to help children analyse a problem. These are as follows. The assessment must be compatible with the objectives of the learning process. Working in groups creates good environments for discussion, and this can constantly be monitored to see who has a lot of input and who does not. Using the problem-based learning approach, the children are developing their inquiry skills by asking questions. Children who explore the curriculum through their imagination learn to make their own decisions rather than just regurgitating what the teacher says. However, there can be assessment issues like in all areas of teaching and learning, and creativity can be difficult to assess. We need to ensure we don't get carried away by our creativity, and there are always objectives to meet to ensure progression in the children's learning. Now let's look at how we could use this creative approach in the core subjects, starting with English. Reading stories is a flexible tool for teaching and learning creatively. Making the problem real and relevant is vitally important for this creative approach. The children could think of something that is bothering them in school, such as there are not enough bookshelves in the classroom for their books. They would write a persuasive letter to the head teacher using emotive language and accurate grammar and spelling to get more bookshelves into the classroom. We would make this problem-based learning approach cross-curricular by making our own bookshelves in our next design and technology lesson. Barnes states that our experience of the world is cross-curricular, so it is important to make our teaching and learning the same way. The cross-curricular links for this example are as follows. For science, we could have a lesson on why am I freezing? The children will have to research why they are much colder in the winter wearing the same clothes as they wear in the summer. This problem can then be resolved in their next art lesson where they will design and colour their own woolly jumper to keep them warm in the winter. The curricular links are as follows. In mathematics, Smith believes that children learning mathematics in a problem-based learning approach gain a variety of skills such as communication, representation, modelling, and reasoning. Problem solving, as you all know, is a huge part of the mathematics primary curriculum. An example to use in the classroom is to get the children to work in groups to plan a school trip with a small budget. They'll come across many obstacles and use their problem-solving skills to solve them. For this to be cross-curricular, the children could be taken on a school trip to a synagogue to learn about the Jewish religion. There's nothing stopping us from using a cross-curricular approach between the core subjects. For example, English could be linked with this mathematics lesson, such as the children writing a letter to parents informing them of the coming school trip. The curricular links are as follows. Cross-curricular approaches are very prominent and important in primary schools, and we want to integrate this where possible in our lessons. Fogarty outlined many different approaches to an integrated curriculum, which are the sequenced approach, shared model, webbed approach, threaded model, and integrated approach. These examples use the sequenced approach. Although the subjects are taught separately, they are all connected by a common theme. DeSaley states that teaching creatively and to develop creativity brings many benefits to both the teacher and the learner. I hope the creative approach I have covered justifies this, and thanks very much for listening. Have a fantastic day.